David Bay here for MuscularDevelopment.com. We are in Louisville for the 2015 NPC and IFBB Kentucky Muscle Show, and I am here with a gentleman that really doesn't need any introduction anymore, as over the past couple weeks his name has been spread all over the world and especially the bodybuilding community. Collin Clarke and his trainer Glenn Ubelor. Collin, your first show, you put in a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of dedication. How did it feel to finally get up on that stage, bud?
It feels so good. It was amazing, and it was an honor getting on stage today.
Now, can you tell us a little bit how you got started in weight training?
Yes, I've been lifting since I was 15 years old, and when I found Glenn at Bob's Gym, and I said, wow, he's an inspiration, and he pushed me a lot harder, my expectations, and I just wanted to keep on doing this.
All right. Now, Glenn, as somebody who's been a bodybuilder and a trainer for a long time, you've seen a lot of competitors come and go, probably none as unique as Collin. Talk to us a little bit about your relationship with Collin.
Well, it started out just so innocent and pure. I mean, and he knows that not to be embarrassed by this or anything, and he doesn't get his feelings hurt because we talk about this kind of thing. He was morbidly obese when I met him. He was, imagine the before picture, and that's the kid that I was talking to that day. And there was something about the passion and the desire that he had in his eyes, and the look of hope, and the look of, please believe in me, I can do great things. He didn't say it, he didn't have to, it was in his eyes. And I keep saying it was irresponsible of me on a cognitive level, based on my education and everything else. It was irresponsible of me to tell him I could make this dream come true for him. But the words came from in here, and it came out, and as I said it, I knew that it was going to be true. At that point, I said, now, you're gonna have to work harder than you've ever worked in your entire life. It's going to be extremely, extremely hard. You're going to actually almost have to suffer. You're going to be on a strict diet, and it's going to get more strict and more strict and more strict as we get closer and closer. We're going to have to add in cardio, high-intensity training. It's going to be stuff that you've never done before. But if you're willing to do the work, I will get you there. And he never once ever complained in 1 year of me pushing him almost too hard, almost. Pushing him right to the brink, but not quite over, right there dancing on that thin line of overtraining, and I just tried to dial it in right on that line. All he would do is say, Glenn, can we please work harder? And if you go back and read his little motivational posts from back then, Glenn, can we please work 1 million times harder today? Or can we please work 60 million times harder today? Because that's his way of expressing it. Like, come on, let's do this.
Which is kind of the opposite of some of the stories we see as far as a coach and client relationships. A lot of times we have coaches frustrated with their clients, looking for an easy out on their diet, trying to make up, some of their mishaps with cardio. You didn't see that at all in Collin. Now, Collin, we've seen your pictures, and we know that your transformation was very impressive. How much weight have you lost in the last year?
I lost 61 pounds.
You lost 61 pounds, and what did you weigh in at this weekend for your show?
139.
139, so we were over 200 pounds and managed to bring it down under 140 over the course of a year. No more McDonald's, no more any of that. Were you okay with the diet, or was it harder than maybe you had expected?
No, it wasn't hard at all. I knew I could eat more healthier, and it kind of helped me with physical health and everything.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Glenn, we're going to first off, say thank you for myself, everybody at MuscularDevelopment.com, and fans all over. We know how hard it is to get ready for a show, and you train Collin, not to get into your own business, but you trained him pro bono. There was no paying. It was just you doing it out of the good of your heart. So thank you. We're actually going to have Collin's parents step in here. If you guys wouldn't mind stepping in, we're going to swap Glenn out here. How you guys doing? Would you mind introducing yourself to everybody?
Hi, I'm Jody Clarke, Collin's mom.
I'm Carter Clarke, his dad.
All right, now obviously Collin's transformation has been nothing shy of incredible. Now, as his parents, talk to us a little bit about some of the changes that you've seen. Obviously the physical changes have been tremendous, but maybe some of the changes in his attitude and his spirit over this last year of prepping for the show.
I feel like we've got the old Collin back. When he was in grade school and high school, he had lots of friends, and they went to college, and he kind of got lost when they left. And then he started working at Bob's, and now he's back and to his regular self and being inspiring.
Yeah, and as his dad, it's got to be pretty neat for you. As I had said earlier on when we were giving Collin his picture from Jay Cutler, which you guys got to see, Collin told me last week when I had contacted him that Jay was his favorite bodybuilder. I gave Jay a call the next day. He sent over a really cool autographed picture from his 2009 Olympia win. Now, bodybuilders, we look for inspiration everywhere we can. And a lot of times as bodybuilders, it comes from other professional bodybuilders or professional athletes. What is it like to have so many people saying they're finding inspiration in your 22-year-old son?
Well, I got to tell you, this isn't the first time he's inspired so many people from near and far. I mean, whatever he's taken on in life, he's inspired people, and constantly. We've dealt with it. Our expectations have always been high. Now, not to this magnitude, but this has been incredible to watch it happen over the last couple of weeks of the story. We're living it, for the last year, and we're inspired every day by him for the last 22 years. So it will continue after now too.
Now, as his parents, his reception here this night was huge, and as somebody who's covered shows and seen how the crowds at different shows respond to different competitors, I had a really good feeling that this place was going to go absolutely nuts, and they did. How did that feel to watch that?
It was great, and just the barriers that he's breaking for people with special needs, that also was epic tonight. That strangers come up to us and and say how much he's inspired them, and that's just, it's awing to us.
Well, he's definitely inspired everybody that I've talked to, and as we've said, his story has reached literally millions upon millions of people. Now, Collin, I know you want to get out, have some real food that you haven't had in a little while, celebrate, but one thing that I have to do anytime I interview bodybuilders after they get off stage, whether it be their first show or people who are doing the Olympia, I got to say, what's coming up next? Are you looking forward to getting back on the bodybuilding stage sometime in the future?
Yes, I am. And I plan to go on Honor Classic in the future and keep on doing this forever.
All right. Well, I tell you what, man, I know the fans at the Arnold Classic, they love bodybuilding, and I can tell you 100% they would love to see you on the stage. And I tell you what, you decide to do the Arnold Classic, you let me know, and Muscular Development will make sure that you are very, very well taken care of. But for that, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. So one more time, this is David Bay with your very inspirational Collin Clarke and his wonderful parents here from the 2015 IFBB and NPC Kentucky Muscle for MuscularDevelopment.com.